Hi everyone, I am Dr. Vishnu, your rheumatology faculty at Doctor Tutorials, and it gives me great joy to welcome Dr. Raviteja, who has been with us, who has been chatting with me, and he's done this journey with me through the last few months or so, and he secured an amazing rank in the INI exam, and now he secured a great rank in the NEET SS exam as well. So he was AIMS merit list rank 5 in the INI exam, and now he's got this very good rank in this highly competitive and unpredictable is the more right word for this exam of rank 59. So firstly, through this journey and now culminating in these results, firstly, how do you feel, Raviteja?
Sir, now that I have joined DM Romat at Ames Bilaspur, it is all relieved and I'm much settled. It's been a hustle like for a few months. It's like a marathon only. Now everything is settled and I feel relaxed. And I'm
Good
excited
that
for the next journey.
yeah, great that you feel settled, because still there are certain things to come. There is counseling to come, which is very uncertain for everybody, but you have a very settled option, or already a secured place with you to do your rheumatology, and you're already on your journey, so that's a very nice thing. Before we go ahead, for our viewers, tell them a little bit about yourself, your academic journey, where are you from, etc.
So myself, Raviteja, I come from Kannur district, Andhra Pradesh. I have done my MBBS from Government Medical College, Kadapa, and then my MD from IMS BHU, Varanasi. I have completed my MD in October 2025, and then I gave INA in November and NEET in December, sir.
Great, like obviously amazing results considering that it's your first attempt. But tell me about your MD journey, because I know BHU is definitely hectic, and it's lot of patients, lot of hecticness, and a little bit. I mean, I'm not sure about medicine, but there are like there's a word that is toxicness also in some departments. So amongst all this, in between all this, how did you manage your preparation with respect to your residency, learning that part of clinical skills as well as your SS preparation?
So my first year has been the most hectic, and then in the first year I never touched a book. I didn't even know ki at the end of first year only I started reading the minimum topics like hyponatremia or managing basic things. Also started to read at the end of the first year. In the first year, it's just mechanical work. But we got to know ki what are the investigations that are done. By reflexly we were able to write what are all the workup that should be sent immediately. But in the second year, in the beginning of second year, we used to get time like my medicine department is very friendly and it's okay to do there. It's not like toxic. I cannot use that. It's very good department. Medicine department is very nice there. Mm. And in the beginning of the second year, we used to get like 2 hours per day to read. Like we have to, we our rounds used to get over by 4 o'clock, and then we used to get a time of 2 to 3 hours. During that time, I started to read the basic minimum topics that we used to see more commonly in wards like CML, SLE, myeloma. These kind of topics I used to read, stroke, all these kind of topics I used to read. And by the end of second year, I realized that I have to focus on one subject more to like to give INI, because I thought we cannot focus on everything. So I thought of taking up one branch, because in my second year I was posted in my parent unit where we used to see more of rheumatology and the infectious diseases part. I was exposed to more rheumat, and it excited me. So I thought of preparing more, and at the end of second year I started to get more time, so I started reading Kelly's. And in the third year I started reading medicine part whenever I got time. So, and in wards it used to be like in the wards we used to discuss a lot with friends. That's how we it helped a lot, like discussing the cases. And then in every evening rounds we used to spend a lot of time with every bed, so to discuss the results, to come to a particular diagnosis. That helped, actually discussing with patients and referring to Harrison whenever possible. That helps a lot.
Great. So you also gave me an insight into how you took this decision of SS and Rumat. So that is something juniors can get a takeaway from as well. Then coming to your preparation both in terms of INI as well as NEET. So this is something students face every year, especially in October, November. So you juggled not just INSS, did very well, NEET SS also you did very well. Along with that, you had your residency part. So how did you manage this, especially with respect to strategy for INI and for NEET?
Yes, sir. I think first, if INI is the target, I think we should give more time to INI, because it is one. If you give more time, you will reap more than NEET. I think NEET is very unpredictable, as everyone knows. So I give more time to reading Kelly's. In the first read, I think in the beginning of my third year, I read Kelly's major topics. So, like, we have to know the main topics. I spoke with some seniors like Vinita ma'am at PGI, Jagan Babu sir. So I spoke with some of the seniors who cracked it. So they told me to focus on some things which are more asked, like SLE, spondyloarthropathy, vasculitis, myositis. So these are the things that I read first, because the latest edition also came at the beginning of my third year, 12th edition of Kelly's. So I started to read it, and then I found it interesting. And then later I moved to other parts of medicine. And as my professional exam arrived, I was more focused towards the medicine part. But I had my Kelly reading, so it helped me. In between, I used to give some grand tests in doctor tutorials that used to help me to revise the things that I am forgetting, so that my forgetting curve also remained stable. Because of giving grand tests in between, that helps a lot actually. And I parallelly gave my MD theory exam also. And at the end of theory exam, I got 1 month where I again revised my Kellys, and also I went through the Hochberg tables for all these important topics. That helps a lot. We have to, I think, these exams, they are focusing on Hochberg also. Especially the diagnostic part. I think antibodies, if there are any new biomarkers, any relation with disease activity, these kind of things we have to know from Hochberg also, especially for topics which are repeatedly asked, like myositis and vasculitis. Mm, and that helped me, sir, actually. Giving grand tests and reading your core subject in the beginning of third year itself, at least the main topics, and then revising at the last month.
Great. And like, one nice thing that you told was is INI is always an easier exam to prepare for because it's predictable. You know the topics. Obviously, your PYQ topics are things that get repeated in INI. That is not
Yes, sir.
something that happens in NEET. While
Yes, sir.
in also, but at the same time, especially in a subject like Rumat, it's difficult to crack into those top 5, top 6 ranks because the sheer number of seats is very less. So for Rumat students, it's kind of you look at both, you try to sail on both boats because you have more seats in NEET while it is
Yes, sir.
easier to prepare for INI,
Yes,
but
sir.
that is also a
Yes, sir.
decision you have to take, right? And
Yes, sir.
also,
Yes.
like, you got a great rank in NEET as well. So tell us a little bit about your NEET preparation. Like, did you prepare at all for NEET? What did you do for that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. In the last 2 months of my MD exams, I prepared. The theory exam is like, I was not very much keen on writing the theory answers, but I prepared in a neat way only, like giving grand tests and going through the Q banks. And I focused more on the Harrison's tables, flowcharts, and management aspect. These are the things that they are picking questions from. I got to know because I again, based on the doctor's GTs, giving repeated GTs help us navigate to those areas of Harrison that are more high yield. So somehow I got to know that we have to focus on every table, every flowchart and management aspect. So that's how I was able to go through these important areas. We have to pick in the whenever, because we have less time, we have to pick high yield. That grant tests are the things that will take you there to the high yield areas. I think we should keep on giving grant tests, and just that is the best guide, I think.
Great. And I know that you already had a crunch of time to use multiple sources. But with respect to doc tutorials, obviously our grand tests I think are the best. But apart from
Yes,
that,
sir.
what else from doc tutorial side did you find help?
Faculty help, as you are very helpful, sir. Like, I used to ask even silly doubts to you. I can ask you personally also. So faculty help is very helpful, and the group discussions, like I was there in gastro group also, so they used to help. And I solved the QRP Q bank of matlab, wherever I used to make a mistake in grant test. I used to go to that QBank module on Solve, because I was not getting more time to visit the videos. So I just kept on solving the QBank aspect, especially for all these poisoning, these kind of modules, genetics, metabolism, these kind of topics. They were very huge in Harrison. We cannot read them. So I went to those QBank modules and then solved them. That helped a lot, sir.
Great strategy, Raviteja, because already I understand that you had a lack of time, but you still did find time to go to these weird topics where you might not have the time to find see videos, but you went to our Q banks and also quick revision
Yes,
program, which we have very succinct videos,
yes,
so
sir.
you use as well.
And
Great.
PYQs also there. In the last 1 week, I think there is a PYQ section where 2022-23 they have compiled all the questions. Like in the last 1 week, I was able to run through all these questions. That gave me more confidence.
Great. And we know that obviously juniors are listening to your interview to, get insights and take away from your interview. What would you advise them for NEET SRS prep or INI prep and how to go through the residency? What would your advice be?
Sir, in a hectic residency, whenever we get time, I think during rounds we should refer to Harrison as much as possible. Like we shouldn't be like going fancy behind the articles or up to date. I feel to if your aim is NEET SS, I think refer more to Harrison than up to date, because latest edition of Harrison is as good as any updated version. And they do pick question from every line of Harrison, especially not every, they don't go much into refractory case management, but they go to the first line management and mostly first line things. So at least if we keep referring to on contraindications, where to give, where not to give, very basic things they will test. But if we are reading those areas of Harrison, that they will help solve the question in a very quickly. Because what happens is, even if we don't go back to those Harrisons, because when we are in rounds we may feel ki, we will just get lost in Harrison. But if we go through them at that point, when we are solving grand tests, those lines again come back in the grand test explanations. They just copy paste those lines. It is
Yeah.
very well known. So somehow we will revise them. So I think in rounds we should refer to Harrison more. That will be the biggest help. And apart from that, like we should be like early, deciding the branch a little earlier if IME is the focus, or if you are not sure, then keep more focus on NEET SS. NEET SS completely Harrison based they are testing, so we should refer to Harrison. I think that is the only advice I think I can give.
Yeah, I think our Q banks and GTs, we all know that they are taking questions from Harrison. So Q banks or GTs are specifically Harrison based, not even like we sometimes questions come from some random articles. We kind of remove them and put only
Yes, sir.
questions from Harrison. At least that's what we do while screening through the Q bank.
Yes,
And
sir. Yes,
finally,
sir.
Raviteja, like obviously the rank stands on your shoulders and your efforts, but there'll be a engine room or subsystem of support for you. Like whom would you like to thank apart from yourself?
Definitely, sir. My parents, my brother, and my faculty, my MD faculty, they gave a very conducive environment for us to read in third year. Like in first 2 years, I was not able to focus much. In third year, we got a little more time because faculty was helpful. And my unit mates, we were able to discuss many things, and that they help. Discussions among friends, they do help, because medicine is so vast. Nobody will know every aspect of things. Like in our unit, like someone is more interested in infectious diseases. I was interested in rheumat. One was interested in cardio. So somehow we got a mix of everything, and it helped a lot actually. So I'd like to thank my unit mates and faculty, Dr. Doodle's faculty, especially you, sir. You were very helpful in like like you are the drone or the coach that everyone needs. You are navigating my path whenever I was lost. So yes, sir.
Great journey, Raviteja, and I know that you are destined for great things ahead. I hope we keep meeting in conferences and things going forward, because obviously you have entered the field of beautiful field of rheumatology and you're going to be a great rheumatologist.
Thank
Congratulations
you.
again, Raviteja, and it was great talking to you.
Thank you so much, sir.